Last year, the Swatch Group disrupted the watch industry when it debuted a co-branded Swatch and Omega timepiece dubbed the MoonSwatch. Right from the start, it immediately gained popularity and hype, like no other watch we've seen before. Borrowing from Omega's legendary Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch design, with its unmistakable asymmetrical case and twisted lugs, Swatch created a watch that mimics the real Speedmaster at a budget-friendly price. While the MoonSwatch dial is distinctly different from the MoonWatch dial, the real Speedmaster logo is printed on both the dial and the strap, and even the dot over 90 is implemented on the bezel. The similarities carry over to the dimensions as well. The MoonSwatch measures 42 millimeters in diameter, just like the MoonWatch case. They have the same 20 millimeter lug width, although the MoonSwatch is actually a bit thinner and significantly lighter at just 29.7 grams compared to, say, 80 grams for the 2017 Speedmaster shown on strap. On the wrist, the result is slightly better ergonomics and comfort for the MoonSwatch. Thanks to the implementation of a cost-effective bioceramic case made from a combination of ceramic and plastic instead of a premium metallic case, and the use of a Swiss quartz movement versus a hand-wound Swiss mechanical movement, among other cost-saving elements, Swatch has been able to offer a Speedmaster for less than a 20th of the price of a stainless steel Omega Speedmaster Professional, which currently starts at $6,600 in stainless steel on a textile strap. Adding further sales momentum and hype is the fact that Swatch has rolled out its MoonSwatches using a strictly limited distribution hype sales strategy that has amplified demand by reducing and controlling availability, a sales model that's been successfully implemented by luxury brands such as Rolex and Audemars Piguet. MoonSwatches are still only available for purchase in person at Swatch-owned stores and pop-up shops. This is certainly helping maintain the appeal because it makes the watches harder to get, though the resale prices have come down significantly from when the MoonSwatch was launched last year. Beyond availability, the biggest single problem I've found with the MoonSwatch is durability. MoonSwatches are mass-produced, and I don't think anyone expects a watch to be perfect at this price point. But the fact is, there are a number of documented quality issues, from paint defects in the dial such as paint bubbles, to hands being unevenly painted, to broken pushers, to a case that can be easily gouged when you're, say, changing a strap. If the MoonSwatch hits a wall hard enough, I wouldn't be surprised if a lug broke right off. Like more expensive ceramic watches, these plastic ceramic cases can break, so keep that in mind when considering buying a MoonSwatch and when wearing one. Yet none of it seems to matter when you consider you're getting a Speedmaster for a fraction of the typical retail price. Even though in your mind you might know it's not even close to the Omega Speedmaster in quality, how could it be? You still justify it because it looks so good, feels so light and comfortable on your wrist. Like a steel Speedmaster, but with a smoother, weightless feel, even if you know that the bioceramic case is inherently made from plastic. Being hard to get places this watch within the hype category, which is frustrating as it makes the sales process, particularly because you cannot even buy these online, even though at launch Swatch explicitly stated that they would in fact be available online after the initial launch period. Unfortunately, once sales exploded with huge lines forming at Swatch stores around the world for people wanting a MoonSwatch, Swatch quickly changed their position and decided to require that all sales be in person. The difficulty in obtaining one, even for those that are typically at the top of the luxury watch retailer lists, creates a sense of exclusivity despite the obtainable price point. What's perhaps most intriguing about what Swatch Group has done here is that they've created a new bestseller from an old bestseller. And while secondary resellers are not listing the MoonSwatches for resale as high as they did earlier in the product cycle, they do continue to be listed at slightly above retail currently, suggesting demand is still somewhat strong. Even when I think to myself, I don't really love the MoonSwatch anymore, is the hype over? Then I'd take one glance at how attractive it looks on the wrist and forget about any of the flaws and just enjoy the view at a mere fraction of the price of the original.